There we go. All right, let's make sure that Twitch is up and running. Well, actually, YouTube's up and running. Then we'll boot up Twitch. Like a millisecond after. Boop, boop, boop. No thanks. I don't need any weird... Oh, come on. I don't need this either. Get out of here, you silly ad. Leave me alone. Okay, YouTube's good to go. I'm going to boot up Twitch now. Bloop. Make sure that that's all good to go. I did make sure that I changed all the stuff, so I'm good to go on this one, I'm pretty sure. Yep, okay, good to go. Move. Chat only, thank you. Cool. I'm going to tell Blue Sky that I'm ready to go. Boop. Nice. It's weird that you can't schedule stuff on Blue Sky yet. That's wild to me. I don't really understand why, but hey, you do you, I guess. Like, what a weird choice in general. You know what I mean? Oh, excuse me. I probably should have grabbed a drink before I came upstairs. That was silly. Whatever. You do what you can. Ooh, you know what I didn't open yet, though? Ooh. Nope, that ain't it, Chief. You guys. Thank you. And you. And you. Thank you. Okay, cool. They're all good. Okay. We will need this later. That's why I'm like, now that you can see what I'm looking at, so it's fine. Oof. Ugh, I'm sorry, man. DM Shin will be late. That's fine. Why didn't it let me? That was weird. It wouldn't let me edit my post. Interesting. Interesting. Yes, we're back for another DM Roundtable. Give everybody the usual, like, 15 minutes or so. Ooh, you know what else I can do, though? Give me 1 sec. This I could bring up. Open with Chrome. Can't do that. Okay, so instead, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go boom, and then I'm going to go a boom. There you go. That's what I want. Keep this open. I'm not going to cross them out, though. That would be silly. And I assure you that today's startup song is not as scary as what we're going to go over today. But I am still trying to knock out more songs from the D&D BGM list, which you will all have access to if you're a member of the pack or above. There's still so many songs I haven't used in a video that I'm trying to get the copyright ping for. Should you have access to this, which some of you do, if it's green, it means it's fine. Nobody's going to come after you for any reason. If it's red, that means you can't monetize that video. And if it's yellow, that means you're sharing monetization with someone. So whoever the rights holder is, or should be, they also get some of the money. That doesn't like affect you anyway, in any way, shape, or form. The red ones, sometimes it's you can't monetize the video, and other times, they don't do this as often anymore because they realized how stupid it is to just outright block a video. But it used to be that instead of not being able to monetize the video, it would just get the video hidden and no one could find it. They do not do that. Or blocked in certain countries. They don't really do that anymore. They just say you can't monetize it, which means that whoever the rights holder is gets all the money. Yeah. Or it's LGBTQIA+. One or the other. Yeah. I'm just trying to knock out as many as I can with stuff that like sorta kinda fits in with what it is. I haven't actually added any more of the Well, plaid's like the uniform for lesbians, so I love when they call it the uniform. um, I haven't actually added anything to this list in a long time, but I do have an entire folder full of music that I need to go through, plus obviously tons and tons of other music that will eventually get put on this. We did finish as part of like thank you streams a while back. We did finish editing the original file I had. However, I also had a text document that was way longer than that original file with music that's like ready to get put into this list to make things be easier for you as a DM, me as a DM, helps people out. Eventually there will be more stuff put on here. But I do like spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are helpful, like way more helpful than you would expect them to be. I'm going to keep this open because I'm going to make a little diagram for myself as we go. Um, and sure. I 100% am. I 100% am. That is not an exaggeration. I can't believe you talked to clubs outside of the stream. I barely talk to clubs outside of the stream. That's wild to me. Yeah. 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 Boop. I'm just drawing myself a diagram. I don't know about Speedy at all. I haven't heard anything from. He hasn't even posted in. There's a group chat with me and him and DM Shin. He hasn't posted in today either. I don't think. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Are you sure? Listen, I'm still upset that Grimjack refuses to consider me a degenerate. He's like, no, you're too good. I'm like, what? No. Wait, I'm an elder in Unearthed Arcana? What? Are you for real? What does that make me? I was like, yeah, I was like, I'm an elder. What? I posted in here like 4 times. I posted on the work account a couple times. What? You're on a streak. The power. Oh, I will say that please do remember, if any of you haven't voted in the polls, you can get to the polls super easy, either by coming to the Discord or coming onto Patreon, because it was the last Patreon post. The one on Patreon will link you to like all the different versions of the polls. Remember that the polls this month are truncated, so uh, I'll be tallying the votes on the 10th, not the 15th, because I'll be gone at the end of the month. So I'm trying to get everything done a little earlier than normal, so that I can get the stream done the weekend before I leave, which won't be the last weekend, which is normally when the thank you streams are. Also, AWAS, we're gonna do something fun on stream today, and maybe we'll use them in the future for actual games that we run, because we got a lot of tables to look at today. They're all from the same person, so I was like, oh, you know what? This is a good idea. This is what I want us to get through today. I think it would be fun. And now that we know everybody can roll dice in the chats, you guys can help us build something. We're gonna give the rest of the DMs until 15, like we usually do. Oh my god, I'm so gassy, and I don't know why. But I also think that the people that made these 3 tables that we're going to take a look at today and possibly use for our own ends are, they have their own blog where they do a lot of posts like this. So at some point I'll go through that, just like I went through all of the Retired Adventurers blog. And I have tons and tons of stuff for us to talk about during future articles episodes that are from the Retired Adventurer specifically. I was excited to be like, oh, there's another person that I could go. I could check out their stuff. Okay. I will also say that since we're on the topic of reading, I have not opened up the Tome of Mystical Tattoos 2 in it's got to be over a month now. I just haven't had a moment to open it up and get to reading. So that video is far off on the horizon. But if you saw yesterday, happy belated Easter, everybody. I did release an unboxing that I did with Oxford Comma of Fate Forge Chronicles of Khan, the limited deluxe edition of the main board game, and I actually spent most of today editing the expansions and extras stuff video, so that will be out this coming Sunday. So the start of next week. Because I start my weeks on Sunday instead of Monday, because it's just easier for me. Oh no. You don't need to spread them like that. Like you're gonna lay a tartare up in there? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, the sleepies hit me. Today while I was editing, I just had one of those. Sometimes when you're editing a video, even though you know you want to finish it and it's something you're interested in, like my brain's just like, you know what? I think it would be better if we just passed out at the table. And I hate that, but that's what happened to me today. I had to take a nap, like in the middle of editing, and I hate that. I hate that. I just want to finish what I'm working on. But I was like, I'd rather not fight the whole time and then miss stuff. Just get it done with. So took a nap in the middle, but I did finish that video, which means after the stream, I got to make sure that the video file processed correctly, fix the timings if they need to be fixed. Yeah, I'll work on that, and I'll set up next week's stream. That's my plan. Oh my god. Okay, so the uh, a loaded question. So what happened was I released the first season of Unfairy Tales on this channel, and it was back in the day. They were like my first. It was the first vlog series I did. Actually, that's a lie. It's the second vlog series I did, but the first one that was solo. And I released the first season, so the first 20 episodes on this channel. And then I realized that the algorithm was getting confused, so I made the second channel. And I took all those original videos, and now that I was better at editing and had better programs, I went and re-edited the first season and put that out on the second channel. So I think the re-edited versions came out 10 years ago, something like that. And then the originals are older than that. The first season is at least 10 years ago. Yep, that is exactly what it is. So I will tell you that the shorts that I'm making, I'm currently on episode 17, so I have it split into 20 episode seasons. I don't think I finished the third season. I didn't finish the fourth season because that's when I got hacked and I stopped making videos for a while. But the first and third and fourth seasons are all about my family. So I'm on episode 17 right now is where I'm making shorts. So season 2 is actually all about college, which obviously my family was around, just less. But okay, mostly about college. Some of it is just about high school. So my family will feature there. But also, somehow my family kept getting into my dorm when I was in college, and they would just be like waiting for me in my suite when I'd come back from class sometimes. So it's not like they weren't around. They were there. At one point, I pulled my suite mates aside. I was like, "What? Who's letting them in? Stop. Whoever it is, stop it." So there will be okay. So my sister, the Banshee, her and her husband, they love Unfairy Tales. They think it is the funniest thing ever. My sister's like, I love when you make fun of me. And I'm like, do you? I'm not laughing with you. I'm trying to laugh at you so I don't cry. But yesterday, she was telling me about it. Like, the short I put up where they're yelling like Saiyans to power up. She's like, I understand everything our other sister says when she's like that, and she can understand me perfectly. And I'm like, that's because you're both insane. I'm not on the same insane wavelength as the two of you. It just sounds like ah to me. Like, I don't know. Y'all are wild. That's just who you are as people. You're wild. But my sister would love for me to make more episodes of Fairy Tales. She is legitimately one of the people who's like, no, you have to make those into shorts. That's where you're gonna get your audience and what have you. And I'm like, there have been multiple people who've been like, oh, you should just make shorts out of them. I was like, okay, okay. I mean, it's on the docket, and it gets me to edit them into like smaller clips because even though I had gotten better at editing when I redid the series for the second channel, like I'm better now than I was then. So I can keep making them better. Same content, just better. And I think YouTube now realizes that even though those are both my accounts, that like I'm not stealing content from one of them. Because for a while when I would upload on the second channel, my YouTube would be like, someone's stealing your content. And I'm like, we're on the same account, dude. Like, what do you mean? Oh. But we've hit the 15-minute. Yeah. YouTube is okay. I will also say that YouTube, the algorithm changed semi-recently. This is just like, I don't want to call it insider information. I'm not an insider. But for a while, YouTube was only pushing shorts, and they would only push your channel and your content into other people's feeds if you were doing shorts. That's how it was for a little while. Then they were only pushing your content if you were doing shorts and lives. But they would only push one of those two things. And then where we are now, they finally decided to like put your channel together, but they're pushing shorts, lives, and long form content separately. It's not like one group that makes up your channel. So they're making it really confusing for most people. I'm going to kill Signal because they're having a chat. Stop it. We don't need all that. We don't need all that. But it used to be they wanted also consistency. Like you had to keep streaming. You had to keep putting out shorts. You had to keep doing long form content for them to push your stuff. Now they're not looking at consistency. It's more likely they're looking for different kinds of content on your channel. And they do not want you to upload all the time. Like when the algorithm was, they wanted consistency. You had to upload every day to make sure that you were getting pushed to the algorithm. Now it's more like they'll only push you if there's gaps or changes between your content. So I've already started to uploading like long form stream short is what I'm trying to do, and then switch the channels if it's going to be 2 shorts in a row. There are long form videos I want to do on the second channel, but I haven't had a chance to actually work on any of them. So that's far off in the future at the moment. So I'm trying to cycle through long, short stream and also create gaps in between so that the algorithm pushes again. And realistically, this is the most, I don't want to call it thought, but that's what it is. This is the most thought I've put into scheduling in a while. And also, I uploading every day is awful. Also, you're still young and don't worry about it. You're fine, okay? You could start a channel about like furry D&D and be famous immediately. Okay? 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 Do you hear me? You would do fine. You would do fine. But we are past the 15-minute mark, so I'm going to switch over. Boop, to I'm changing the music. If you are on YouTube, you can follow along with us by dropping the description of this video right here, right now. And we're going to look at the call to adventure chart first. I'm going to share the first thing in here. If you're on Twitch, I'm going to post it in the chat right now. And I'm going to pin it for the next 30 or so minutes. But this is a chart, the call to adventure. It was posted by Helpful NPC Tom, but Helpful NPC Tom is part of a group called the Helpful NPCs, and they basically just write up blog posts and make tables and stuff to make your games easier. I myself don't usually roll on tables like this when I'm running a game, but DM Shin and DM Clubs, that's weird, I'm just gonna call them Clubs, and Clubs really love tables, and they love like that randomness. I generally, if I'm going to roll on a table like this, personally, I'm rolling on the table like this before the session starts. The only time I really use random tables is treasure. I don't mind a random treasure table. I think that's fun. Give my players something. But normally I put treasure in a place that makes the most sense. Like I'll look through a whole list of things and be like, oh, that thing makes sense for it to be here. I'm a big everything has to make sense kind of DM. And I'm not saying the others aren't, but everybody's table's different. That's just how I run the games. But this particular table is really cool because, let me just boop. Oh, well, yeah, we don't, yeah, it's fine. I was going to say, you don't need to see the top. It just says the call to adventure. I don't want to move the two sub goal things, the sub and the follower goal things anywhere else at the moment because stuff pops up in those other corners. I think this is fine for now. This particular table is all about D6s. The other two are D10 tables. But this one is how you can basically start a campaign. It's got almost everything that you need to take your people on a quest. You could very easily use these tables to run to make up like just a side quest for your people to go on. I really like this. The idea that this is here, that you can use it just to roll on things. So, what we're gonna do is after we go over this table, I'm gonna have you guys roll. Awaz, you're the only one here, so you're rolling. And we're gonna come up with a adventure to go on, really. And I think that'll be fun. Yeah, please do. I like things. I like stuff and things. But yeah. So, ooh, interesting. DM Shin also has stuff to talk about because he just joined a campaign where they're using 5.5e rules. I still have not run a game in 5.5e rules, but what I am doing now is comparing and contrasting spells because a lot of the spells got tweaked in some way, shape, or form. Like all the level 3 and below healing spells got an extra die of healing added to them. And if someone's playing in a game that I'm running, I will have them, I will go through the spells and be like, yo, this one is better for whatever reason. And they can choose that way. Unless it's sleep. I don't like the way new sleep works. I like the cumbersomeness of original 5e sleep, where like you really have to make it count. I think that's fun. So sleep doesn't change, but all the other spells, I'll give people whichever one I think is the better option. I don't intend to mix and match 5e and 5.5e subclasses and class abilities, but if my players are really fighting for one, like Valley of Egeria said, can I have the extra spells that you get because a sorcerer can learn more spells in 5.5e than they can in 5e when they're leveling up normally? And I was like, sure, take some extra spells. You guys only use like 2 of your spells anyway. It doesn't really affect me in any way. And I'm really lenient when it comes to spell casting because I'm not here to get you bogged down on like, oh, I never used this spell, but I leveled up so I can swap out one. My usual stance on giving people spells is if you give yourself a spell and you're not a prepared spellcaster and you've never ever used that spell, but you see another spell that you think you might use right now, just erase the old one. I'll pretend that you never had it there on your character sheet before if you've never used it. If you have used it, it's staying there. But if you've never used it, then whatever. Swap it out for something new. That's fine. Yeah. So this one's all D6s. You have on your left side, you have who gives you the quest, who the villain is, who the minions are. Then the location you have to go to, what the bad guys are doing, who is held captive, and what is the villain's scheme. We're not gonna roll yet. We're just gonna go through them. So in Hark, there's adventure afoot, but with adventure comes the opportunity for riches and renown. Bend your ear to the words of. So your quest givers. There's 6 options on this table. Concerned townfolk, eccentric hermit, gregarious tavern keep. Okay, do you want to roll a d6 or do you just want to add 2 to that? High priest, royal family, or the village elders. Then there's terrible foes. Who is the mastermind of this? Is it an ancient lich? Is it a beguiling sorceress? Is it a crafty demon? A fearsome dragon? A hulking giant? Or an otherworldly horror? Yo, real caltrops like Makibishi, the seeds, they hurt real bad. Real bad. So yes, someone will definitely get a shoe punctured. This wicked creature has cobbled together a great host of, and you get to choose their minions here, bestial marauders, fanatical cultists, ravenous undead, reptilian monstrosities, savage orcs and goblins, or sadistic dark elves. Okay, first thing I want to point out about this table is that that's how they should have taken down the Fire Nation. Just laid Legos all over. Because even if they burned them, there would be more microplastics in the air. It would be awful. But so I do like that the numbers here don't necessarily correspond. Like Ancient Lich, you wouldn't think of Bestial Marauders. Like they didn't put it in the same order, so that it feels like you have to roll that same die. They really wanted to keep the spirit of randomness here. Then there's the journey before you. They've seized and occupied an ancient and holy temple, Byzantine and enchanted tower, deep and twisting caverns, formidable and awesome fortress, an isolated and eerie homestead, or shrouded in ghostly woodlands. Ooh. And then your troubles and travails. Your adversaries are causing great mischief by butchering, terrorizing, and razing, conquering and enslaving, desecrating and corrupting, inflaming, inciting, and dividing, raiding and pillaging, ransoming, extorting, and assassinating. I am also wondering that. Why that specifically? They have absconded with a hostage key to their plot. A cherished patriarch, matriarch. Oh, I like that it's one or the other. That's cool. A diplomatic envoy, a gifted artisan, a prince or princess fair, a sorceress protege, or a wealthy merchant. And then the last table is, you must foil the villain, defeat his minions, and rescue the captive. If you do not, we will be overcome when your foes ascend in form and power, corrupt a potent relic, discover a terrible secret, forge a devious alliance, sow chaos and ruin, or unchain a fell power. Will you heed the call? That is the question I am asking all of you. Will you heed the call? Now, what I want to do is I would love, hey Waz, or if anyone else is in the chat, you can feel free to do this as well, because you can roll dice of pretty much any kind of TTRPG dice by just putting exclamation point D and then the kind of die it is, and then there's also 2d6, which we don't really need here, and exclamation point 2d20. We don't really need those. That's so specific. When we get to the school years, I have a great story about Red Velvet Cake. Oh, you're gonna love that one. You are 100% gonna love that one. I'm telling you now, you're just gonna love that story. Oh, I forgot to put in the that was silly. I forgot to put in timestamp for when I started this one. Whoops. My bad. But a 1. So we're going to get okay. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to switch this. So give me 1 second. It's going to get smaller because I have 2 different instances open at the moment. We're going to go like so. Boop, boop. There we go. I have 2 different instances of Chrome open because I'm technically running this in a different account. So, our quest giver is a concerned townfolk. Oh, well, multiple concerned townsfolk. Now, we need terrible foes await. Who is our mastermind, Awaz? You rolled a 5. A hulking giant. Okay. Okay. Who are our minions? I'm just going to put villains. It's silly for me not to put villains. There you go. Minions. 2. Fanatical cultists. Okay. Okay. The location they've seized. Ooh, a 6. Shrouded and ghostly. Okay, this is coming together. What do we got? You're 100% correct. I honestly think me and you are going to work on this one. I think all of the DMs should make a table like this, and then we can run the adventures at some point. I think that would be fun. How are these minions messing shit up? What are they doing? What is this hulking giant telling these minions to do? Sorry, I was just vibing to the music. I just heard the part, and I was just vibing. On 2 6s in a row. They are ransoming. Oh, nope, I don't need bold for this. Ransoming, extorting, and assassinating. Oh, man. Oh, man. Who are they holding captive? A cherished patriarch or matriarch. Okay. And finally, what is the scheme? So chaos and ruin. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Hear me out. The hulking giant. I have 2 questions for you. I have 2 questions for you. One, do we want this to be a smart giant or a scary giant? And number 2, are we following ordning rules? I never put in flip a coin. Oh, man. There's no command for flip a coin. I didn't think of that. All right, that's getting added to the list. Okay. Yep. Flip a coin command. That's getting added to the list. Okay. Man, explaining the ordning to my players was just absolutely wild. What do you mean? However, speaking of that, here we go. I think it's in here. Nope, that's not it. There we go. If any of you need a little primer on what the ordning is, Anam Allfather, the leader of the Giants, has a hierarchy for the Giants in general, where Storm Giants are at the top, then Cloud Giants, then Fire Giants, then Frost Giants, then Stone Giants, then Hill Giants, and then every other giant kin is underneath Hill Giants. And basically this says like, oh, if you're a Storm Giant, everyone has to defer to you. You're just the best kind of giant there is. However, the ordning is shattered as of the current timeline in 5/5.5e. So giants are just out there doing their thing like everybody else. There's no more set hierarchy. People can go up and down based on their accomplishments and achievements. So there's a lot more chaos with the giants. But I'm going to say that our giant should be either stone, frost, fire, cloud, or storm. I feel like frost giants, though, we can rule out. And I don't think they're here to sow chaos. Fire giants? Okay. They do like being conquerors. Okay. They're good at crafting things. Maybe that's how they're getting people to work for them. Maybe they're crafting cool robes and items and weapons and stuff for these cultists. And the cultists just want to be the coolest people ever. Okay. Fire giants. I'm making it sound like this is a Mean Girls situation, but they're like murdering people, so it's not really a Mean Girls situation. Okay, fire giant at the top. Okay. Fire giant as the mastermind. And we're gonna work with, you're right, I think smithies. Smithing. Why does that sound so familiar? What is Heather's? Why do I know that? Is there both a Chinese version of Heather's and an American version of Heather's? Is that why I'm thinking about it? Or maybe it's Japanese. I think it's Chinese. Hmm. Okay. Fire Giant is the mastermind. Smithing and crafting ruse. Okay. Oh. Tell me about it. Tell me more. Ooh. I think I know who their cultists are. I think I got it. If the ordning is shattered, right? This fire giant, he wants to go out and he wants to prove that he can do great things. But maybe these people in this village, maybe these people, they're claiming they have giant's blood, or this fire giant is telling the people that he can give them some amount of giant's blood, and they too can be great crafters. But there's already a merchant's guild, a crafters guild within this town or city. So he's like sending in spies and they're kidnapping other smiths, other merchants. He just wants his stuff to be up at the tippy top. Oh, I'm liking where this is going. Okay. I like this. We're doing good. We're cooking with gas right now. Okay. I like this. I like this so much. Shannon Doherty was in this. Oh, and Winona Ryder and Christian Slater. Whoa! I did not realize it was so famous. Oh, it came out the year I was born. That's why I'm like, I know about it, but I've never seen it. Interesting. That's fair. That's fair. I'll be looking that up later. Okay. Partner in the mastermind, smithing and crafting ruse. Wants to be, okay. Wants to be the greatest craftsman in this particular area. Oh, maybe this area, it's not necessarily like the City of Brass, but it's a like well-known area for, like, this is the town that you come to if you want somebody to make you weapons or armor or something like that. And he's not from here. This fire giant doesn't have like the ancestral claim. Like, it's not, he wasn't part of the generational wealth here, if you will. So there's already an established hierarchy of merchants and artisans. Okay, the scariest part about this is in the DM Bacon side story, this was kind of my plot. He wants to be the very best. No one ever was. To craft them is his real test. To train on them is his cause. Oh, I like this. I like this. But this is kind of almost exactly the side quest, minus the minions and the kidnapping that I sent DM Bacon on. Is the producers the one with Nathan Lane and Robin Williams? Question mark? Question mark? Oh, Matthew Broderick. You know, I can't think of a single movie Matthew Broderick was in except for the I almost said the white people Godzilla. That is the only movie I can think of seeing Matthew Broderick in. Oh, and obviously Mueller, Mueller, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Those two. I can't think of seeing him anywhere else. Hmm. In this well-known city of I can't think of the name. There's one in it's almost like a City of Brass equivalent in Magic the Gathering. I can't think of the name of that city, but that's the idea. But what could he be offering? Is he really? All right, you just blew my mind. Is he really? What do you think this... Yes, that I know. Imagine what you can get away with just by having a lot of money in your pocket. Wild. Absolutely wild. They're enshrouded in ghostly woodlands. Okay. I'm thinking that this fire giant is pretending to be something else. That's why he's enshrouded in ghostly woodlands. He's using this to his advantage. So maybe these cultists think that he's someone else or something else. Maybe they think he's a devil and he's offered them a deal. What do you think about that? If they're enshrouded in ghostly woodlands, I don't think he would be like in his normal ruse. And I also feel like this means that his like cultists think they're doing one thing, but maybe he just really wants to be rich and they think he's like on a quest to conquer the town and the hearts and minds of people to turn them all. But really he just wants to be rich and he'll use them as far as he can go. So this way the players have a chance to like turn the cult sort of on its head and send the cult fight alongside the ex-cultists maybe against this fire giant. What do you think? What do you think? I'm just brainstorming here with what we got. I'm just thinking shrouded in ghostly woodlands doesn't seem like a place a fire giant would hang out unless he accidentally already set all the woods on fire and they're just burning and smoldering and like the creatures within. Ooh, maybe in his quest to be the best, he burned down the forest and the spirits are stuck there. Or maybe it's shrouded in smoke. Not. I was thinking fog. Maybe it's shrouded in smoke all the time because he's constantly burning things. He's got a forge in the middle of it. Yeah. He's got a forge in the middle of it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I like where you're going with this. Maybe, maybe this area used to have a really, uh, I don't want to say popular. I don't think that's the word. A really lucrative. Oh yeah, yeah. Oop, no, I'm typing in your window instead of over here. Okay, okay. Surrounding area had a lucrative mine, but it became too dangerous. It's like blah, 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 blah. It's like the fires in Pennsylvania when they burned their trash and their tires underground, and it just burned for years and years and years and years and years. But wherever there's a pocket or a hole, smoke comes up out of the ground. I actually think that fire just went out very, very recently. Um, I think there's toxic waste in there and now stuff, whatever. But maybe he's in those mines smelting ore, and it's causing the pockets and the old like entrances to um I know one of them in Pennsylvania isn't on fire anymore. Um, lots of people have searched for this. Is it not this one? Uh, meh. And the fire went out. I could swear that one of them did. Uh, this is a weird tangent. Mm, damn, this one's still on fire. I thought there was two of them then. Interesting. Anyway, I like this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's down there and he's causing smoke, or she, whoever this fire giant is. Surrounding area at a lucrative mine became too dangerous for small folk. He doesn't care if there's a cave in. He's like the size of the cave. It's not gonna harm him, and he can just melt his way through anyway. That's why. Got it. Okay, okay. We're onto something here. We're very much onto something here. What up, Grimbo? We rolled and we're making a story. Uh, I got it. 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 Yeah, yeah, yeah. It seems ghostly and creepy because people are walking in and out of. Work is different than play. I deftly avoided physically talking to a single human being today, and it was fantastic. I would have turned everything off. My uncle kept asking me questions about my dad, and I was like, I'm not doing that today. It's not happening. Yes, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. This particular fire giant moved in and started the flames anew. It started smelting and working down there. Ooh, Awaz. Speaking of that, him saying howdy Awaz just reminded me. You're gonna get a shout out in Sunday's video from via Oxford comma. Something is said, and then she goes, "Hello, Awaz." What was originally the mines? Uh, his or her work. Ooh, now it's it could be maybe it could just be pleasure. His or her work slash burning pleasure. Mm-hmm. His or her work slash burning pleasure uh, is causing the land above ground. Uh, the smoke. Okay. Yeah, yeah. The smoke from his or her work slash burning pleasure is We were talking about that earlier. Does this mean you'll start considering me a degenerate soon? 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 Please? Please? Smoke from his or her work / burning pleasure is seeping through channels and openings onto the surface, covering the surrounding woodlands in a deep, choking smoke. People often walk into the smoke, but seldom return. Yeah! What a weird... Okay, goodbye. And, okay, goodbye. They did 2? Damn it. What a weird bot name. State-owned trombonist. What? Trombonist? Trombonist, I guess? What a weird name. Why'd you type? He typed it in twice, too. Yeah, get banned, baby. Get banned. You can't do that. If the couple that played Battleborn couldn't do it, you can't do it. That was before your time, Awaz. But I met a couple when I was streaming Battleborn, and I used to play games with them, and they insisted that I was gonna move in with them. They lived somewhere in the south, I don't know, and that eventually I would enjoy getting butt fucked. I would learn to enjoy it, and I would also learn to enjoy being gay. And I was like, I am so confused right now. But speaking of the ghostly woodlands here, also they told me one time that they got raped by ghosts, and I still to this day I'm like, excuse me? Excuse me? To be honest, I think you would have had fun with them. I think they would have fit in just fine. But they were extreme. Like, if you think I'm a weirdo, they were extreme weirdos, man. We stopped talking because they insisted. So this was before I worked at Turtle Beach. I was doing eBay, and usually during the afternoon, I would do all my eBay work and like go to the post office and what have you. And the dude would stay up at night. I don't know what he had some disability, and that was part of their thing. They're like, you're gonna move in with us and you're gonna take care of us. And I was like, absolutely not. Um, and he used to stay up and wait to play Battleborn with me. And one night I didn't message him during the day because I was working, and I came back to like a dissertation on, I think it was on Twitch DMs, I think. Oh, maybe I should look that up. That would make a good Unfairy Tales episode. But he left me like a dissertation on how I was ruining his life because I wasn't there for him that day. And I was like, what is happening? And then I remember logging onto Twitter, and the girl in the couple had sent me also a dissertation and then blocked me because I was an awful person and I was killing her boyfriend. And I was like, what just happened? But also, bye. I don't miss them. I only miss the weird stories they gave me. And I miss her laugh. She had one of the best, like, most infectious laughs I've ever heard in my life. That I miss. Okay. You guys are awful. Okay. To catch you guys up, we ran. Wait, this is the wrong one. Sorry. Let me do this. Boop. We looked at this table. We rolled on it to make a new adventure. We've got our things. We rolled our quest givers, our concerned townsfolk, Our villain is a hulking giant, and then we went through like what we would like to do. AWAS rolled again. We got fire giants. So this giant's minions are fanatical cultists. The location that they've seized are shrouded and ghostly woodlands. What they're doing is ransoming, extorting, and assassinating. They have a captive currently, a cherished patriarch or matriarch, and the scheme is to sow chaos and ruin. What Awaz and I talked about was that Fire Giant's the mastermind, smithing and crafting ruse. He wants to be the greatest craftsman in this particular area. There's already an established hierarchy of merchants and artisans in this well-known city of craftsmen and women. So there was a mine nearby. It became too dangerous for small folk. And this particular fire giant moved in and started smelting and working down what was originally the mines. The smoke from his or her work / burning pleasure, because Aos was like, what if he has a sauna? And where are you going to go, Awaz? You're stuck with us forever! The smoke from his or her work or burning pleasure is seeping through channels and openings onto the surface, covering the surrounding woodlands in a deep, choking smoke. People often walk into the smoke, but seldom return. So, I'm thinking the cherished patriarch, matriarch that's been kidnapped has to be a character that is like head of a clan that like has some specific craft that like they only know they only know how to make. I think that makes the most sense. The person who's kidnapped and being taken is like a clan leader that knows some secret technique or maybe even sacred technique. And they've been kidnapped. Maybe they're being tortured for that information. What do you guys think about that? I'm thinking like, if we're going with a weeb example, like all the clans in Naruto have some family technique, like only people in their family know. I'm thinking this must be like that. Yes, Earth Gens are Dao. Ooh, where are you going with this? Tell me more! Tell me more, Awaz. That's kind of what it is. Like the Street Fighter 6 controversy that Alex married like his second cousin, and the Americans are like, ah! But like elsewhere in the world, that's pretty freaking common. Cherished. The cherished patriarch matriarch is the head of a clan, and as the head, their job, that's the wrong there, their job is to pass down their techniques. Ooh, I like that. This is the head of a clan with some tie. Ooh, that's a good one. So this way you could jump off into another story. I like that. That's great, Awaz. That's fantastic. Okay. Yes. They have how about they have a contract? They have a contract with a Dao on the plane of Earth. That was accessible through the mines. But this fire giant doesn't know that that's the case. He just knows that this cherished patriarch matriarch is the one who used to run the mines. Yes. Contract of the down. Yeah. They do not know. The fire giant does not know that this is the case. But he too... Ooh. But he too would like infinite material to work with to sculpt his greatest masterpiece. I keep saying his because all the pictures, there are fire giant ladies, obviously, but like every picture you see of a fire giant is a dude. I think because it's angry, so they just automatically assume it's a guy. Kinda sexist. So I keep saying his. Fire giants are nuts. But they too would like infinite material to sculpt their greatest. Giant penis. The Great Venus! Fire giant. Fantastic work, A-Was. A plus. A-S-S-S-S-S plus work. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Will you allow me to add your image to this? Because I will. I'll throw it on here. I'm gonna put in. This is the Great Venus, in case any of you are wondering. Say hello to the Great Venus. Is this how you change the story a little so that this takes place in Kinks and Cantrips? Is that what's happening here? Wants to build the greatest strap in the 9 realms? Sculpt their greatest achievement. So now all we need to do is figure out these guys are fanatical cultists. What would this fire giant be offering his cultists? Her cultists. What would the Great Venus be offering her cultists to get them to work for her? Are they really crazy and like want to be crushed by the earth? Like they just want the earth to runneth over, or maybe they want to be bathed in lava. Like, are they just insane? That's the question. Or are they actually working towards something? Would they just blindly walk into the fire, like walk to our doom from the first Power Rangers movie? Like, is that what we're going for here? And you Grim and Fist, you're more than welcome to make suggestions as well. Like, this is what we're here for. We're building a story. This is gonna be the mission. Give the cage keys. Oh, so you For a second there, I was like, are you suggesting that the cultists are people like whose family was already taken, and they work alongside the fire giant for fear that their families will be annihilated, like their line will be ended? Or do you think most of these people, this is the first giant they've ever seen, and they're like, it must be a god? Honestly, that might be the easiest one. Just, oh, I think there's a god who lives in there. It's giant and red, and fire comes out of it. Also, it has a big strap on. If you're playing Kinks and Cantrips. Because you got to figure if they're specifically called cultists, they have to believe in something. Oh, okay. The strap-on, if you're playing Kings and Cantrips, is covered in jewels. Maybe that's what they are. Whatever work they do for this fire giant, it rewards them in gold and jewels. And it can just keep making greater and greater things for them. So that's easy peasy. That works. That's why they're in a cult. The more of them that work together, and maybe they don't even like each other. They're trying to split the cult further and further and further and further and further so that there's less and less and less of them so that they'll get more rewards. So maybe they are cultists, but they're all trying to just kill each other. Because that would be the chaotic part. If they're also trying to kill each other. Okay. Yeah. We got this. Because of her ability to provide them with material wealth in the form of great artistic works. The cultists, however, will kill one another at the slightest inconvenience or chance, because the less of them there are, it's kind of like a rule of two type situation then, where like they just keep getting smaller and smaller until there's only like a few left. The less of them there are, the more wealth there is to go around. This also means that most of the cultists either come from the highest families in this arts-based city or the lowest. So they already came in hating each other. Lowborn. Often coming to blows or worse. Y'all, we just built a whole adventure from that one table. Y'all, that was fantastic. Okay, I'm going to put in here that this was, hold on. Can I can do it here. Thank you. I'm just putting fist. It's so much easier. We just made a whole adventure, y'all. That was fantastic. That made me feel good. This is the start of something great and fantastic. Oh, it feels so good. That was fantastic. That was awesome. Okay? That was so cool. I was going to say we could keep doing more of those, but I think we should wait until the other DMs are there. Because we have other tables to look at tonight. But I'm gonna keep this window open because I think that don't do that. Thank you. We might also be making new stuff off the next tables as well. So give me 1 sec to switch back over. That's not it. Yep, a weeb background up. Don't worry about it. There we go. I'm gonna pop you open for now. Switch you back to window. Boom, 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 boom. This was fantastic. So this was, we just built a store. We just built a whole adventure. Now we need to figure out why you guys as adventurers might be going somewhere. So here's a table of 1d10 unusual adventuring motivations. This is also from the Helpful NPCs. This is, if you're on YouTube right now, you can drop the description of this very video and follow along with us. If you're on Twitch or you're in the DM Roundtable Discord, you can click that link right there, which I've just pinned, and follow along. So, 1d10 unusual motivations. Okay. We're gonna get in here. We've got some adventurers get into their occupation for standard reasons, gold, glory, or being a meddling do-gooder who just wants to make the world a better place. For others, they've arrived at their career with motivations more unusual. For those fine folks, consider rolling on this table to discover why they decided to drop everything and take up a life of treasure hunting and heroism. So we've got 1. The house never wins. Your family is either too stupid or too honest to run a profitable gambling den. You have to keep adventuring to pay out their generous jackpots. Oh, that's not anywhere where I thought that was going. Bored homemaker. With your children old enough to attend school, you're looking for an excuse to get out of the house. A little extra gold on the side doesn't hurt either. I actually really like that. Fetch my boots. Not you. I would never have you fetch my boots.
I mean, I could fetch boots, but I don't think that's
you came in
a
at
command.
Just the perfect time. We just
I don't
switched
think
tables.
you can use that as a command.
Nope. Okay, I'm going to say something terrible to everybody, but I was watching a clip from Shits and Gigs, and they have a roast me thing that they do like once a month, and somebody wrote in, look at Ellis just sitting there in the back watching everybody else do all the work, like the old days.
Oh, that takes me out like the old days. We know what you mean.
The best part is, Ellis is the only one that didn't get it. You saw it dawn on his
like,
face
what?
like 2 minutes in. He was like,
Like, what?
oh!
What do you mean the old days? Oh, jeez. It's like Ellis. Ellis, you fool.
Katie Foreman, the D&D character, yes. Okay, so I for today's articles,
Hi, Awas.
we're looking over some tables of stuff, and actually, Awaz Fist and I, and Grimjack too, just made an entire adventure by rolling on tables.
Oh.
And I think at some point we're gonna have to run that.
I'm always down. You know me, I'm always down. I also forget that we're so ahead.
Uh-huh.
I also forget that we're so ahead of ourselves right now.
It feels so good. That, like, we're so far ahead now that I felt like now was a great time to just start making stuff. Because eventually at here on DM Roundtable, we want to be able to just start, we want to do whole streams where we make stuff alongside you guys. So the fact that we just made a whole adventure, fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, that's kind of half the fun of playing at a table too, where you just get to cook something up right in front of everyone.
It's so nice.
So it's the most fun you can have while keeping all your clothes on while playing D&D.
All right, I'm going to ask a weird question in the chat, but the only one who possibly could answer this is Awaz. Hey, Awaz, you ever played strip D&D?
Awaz, don't answer that.
Just like I'm already topless.
I have tried to use my shirt for dramatic flair in a D&D campaign as a bard. I have attempted to seduce like jokingly seduce my buddy who was the DM by like unbuttoning a flannel and being like, "Hey, does this increase my charisma?" And he was like, "I mean, it's brave."
It's brave.
I was just like, "But does that help my chances?" In fun fact, it did not.
You busted out the genuine for this? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, damn, you got a
oh,
high charisma right now. I'm gonna give
oh,
you
okay.
advantage. Mmm.
Oh shit. A-Wise, I know the answer is yes. A-Wise, it's okay. I want you to know that I think equally of you.
Oh, I never shared the link to you. My bad.
It's okay.
I just reread it
I
and I was
knew
like,
eventually it would appear.
I'm staring at the
This is-
link like, why does it say first? This isn't the first.
I knew eventually the link would appear. Oh ho ho. I already like the artwork.
I really feel like these particular people are like in you and Clubs' wheelhouse. Like them as
Yeah.
their group as a whole, I think that they're very good for like your particular games and style of DMing.
I mean any DM can use anything, but I do think that I love that art style, that like heavy like I was having this discussion with someone the other day, and they were like, "Oh, what was your favorite kind of like art style that you miss?" I think we were having the conversation too about like OVA art style
Mm-hmm.
before. And again, just going back to that 80s, 90s, like I'm never going to draw this again. So here it is. And again, I really flash back to like I was like I'm writing up and like now actually Okami, I have to come to you at some point when you're up for it, asking for your help on sorting out artists.
Ooh.
Whenever you're up for it, because it wholeheartedly is now going to become a task of mine because I kind of want to start like getting real art into things, and that's going to require finding artistes. And AWAS, you're on the list too. It's going to be the two of you. You guys are my art. You guys are literally my art panel. So please be prepared.
Grim, are you still in the chat? Because for seedlings specifically, he's not here. Damn it. The dude that he got to do the art for his Phoenix Force in my campaign, likes sci-fi, so he might be a good option. He's not as cartoony, but he does like sci-fi. I think he likes sci-fi more than fantasy, which is probably how Grimjack found him.
I do like that. I do like that a lot.
I will. I'll definitely ping him about it. Let me write that down.
Ironically, you knew it was for seedlings.
I was gonna say I didn't think of it for. I was like, why didn't I think of this before? And then I was like, I didn't think of it for Cardna because it's not like his style. But sci-fi, this dude can do really well.
Yeah, Cardna is a different approach, and that's. I'm going to be talking to you and DM Lacara and everyone in that actually, hopefully next week.
Hell yeah!
If you're up for it, if people are up for it, I'm going to be bothering people. Don't worry. But I say that again because I've been cooking. But speaking of cooking, this right here looks like some cool motivations, and I'm unusually motivated myself.
Hell yeah! Do you want to take us in and fetch my boots?
Well why not? Because when you're wary of performing humiliating tasks for lazy wizards, you're adventuring so that you can one day hand out humiliating tasks to wary adventures of your own. The idea that like, and I'm reading this, the idea that you're just like, hey, I'm sick and tired of doing this for people. Like, I really want to have my own lackeys one day. That's a very noble goal, I think. The dream of having your own lackeys.
I don't want to be a teacher. I don't care about teaching the new generation anything. I just want to give them tasks. I want them to know how it feels.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I want these kids to know what it's like to fetch quest.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, kid, you ever run a fetch quest? No? You're going to learn today. And I like the idea that it's just one professor just sitting there, like, angrily setting up fetch quests. He's like, oh, these kids are never going to find this today.
He's the opposite of Elminster.
Oh my God, he is. Elminster actually hates him. Elminster's like, yo, why do you let this guy into the Wizards Association? Like,
he shows up one day. He's like, hey, who put this piece of shit in that high level dungeon? Huh? I was making my rounds. Who put this in here? This is a less than common.
Who put this? Who put this everyday item in this damn place?
That is how Indiana Jones teaches. Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that. You could just, if you'd like, you could read off the rest of these, cause, yeah.
Oh, well, why not? If you're really having a rough day, you know, you could always say to yourself that your motivation is that of being a thrill seeker. Because after you spend the night in the dungeon on a dare, you become addicted to near-death experiences provided by disarming traps and fleeing from monsters. So basically, you have no will to live. You're not a haunted one. You're the one who will be haunting. That's what I'm understanding.
I have zero self-preservation. Oh, it's Jeff from Battleborn.
Yes.
Oh my God, what is his line? Why can't I remember his line? No. I'm dumb as hell and thirsting for death. There we go.
No, but this is literally what he does.
I need to play a character like that now. I'm dumb as hell and thirsting for death.
I love that. Ooh, I took myself out with the laughter.
No, don't die.
You're part of an inheritance cycle. I think inheritance cycle is a weird one.
This might be the only altruistic one.
You expected to receive a magical heirloom that would inspire you to adventure. You didn't. Disappointed, you were inspired to adventure to acquire an heirloom.
I was going to say altruistic because you want to pass it down to your kids, but no, maybe your thing is finding a family that has an heirloom and killing them to take their heirloom.
Hey, we don't like the fact that you've got an heirloom and we don't. Why can't we have your heirloom? Yo, give us your legacy.
Give me that.
Give me your damn legacy. I'll show them all. Laughed out of the local adventurers guild because you are an unusual race and class combination. You have vowed to make enough money to buy the guild hall and evict them. This is the dwarf that decided to be a sorcerer. This is the dwarf sorcerer. This is the swole dwarf sorcerer. This is your muscle wizard, Okami. He's been laughed out of the Mages Guild for ripping the sleeves off of all of his robes. They are sick and tired of him, and he's sick and tired of their nonsense. He is going to flex the magic out of them. And
He's
she's gonna
obsessed.
create muscle magic.
He only learned to be all he uses his talents for are molding earth so that it looks like the stone cunning. He's like, oh, let me tell
No,
you about
no,
this particular style of architecture, and then he's like, and he makes it. That's all he does all day long.
no. He's an alteration wizard. He's an alteration school wizard, but all his alterations are to your body mass because he wants to flex. And they're tired of him. They are tired of him at the Mages Guild. But he's going to show them all when he bench presses the school with magic. The next one is just, I wish Lacara was here because Orphans 11. Okay? Orphans 11 is just chef's kiss. Just 11 orphans, just all the orphans. Give me a team of highly trained parentless bastards. Just no one will mourn when you're gone because nobody knows who you are, you orphanless bastards, because you're a team. And when your parents passed, you were shunted to an orphanage. The unethical headmaster rented you out as a pack rat for experienced adventurers. After they started using you as monster bait, you escaped and set out on your own with some of their treasures. What in the anime?
I was gonna say
backstory?
this is a legit anime right now. I also thought you meant blue mages for Final Fantasy. I was like, no, I did not read the D&D version. The 40. Yep. This is the Mugen Gacha. That is exactly what happens in Mugen Gacha.
This is also what happens in Cleavities. This happens in so many anime that I know. So many anime.
I forgot all about Cleavities.
But I also love the idea that like all these kids. So like, here's my idea, right? All these kids that are your players in the campaign. You start off. Your players think they're gonna like grow up when they start their kid characters, but no, the orphanage burns down, and now they're stuck in these classes as kids, just trying to figure it out. Ooh. Orphans, just in the city. They can't take jobs normally because they're children. Who the hell is hiring kids to do these jobs? Good luck, Orphans 11. And that's your whole campaign. Just trying to figure out how to get the Mages Guild to take you seriously. It's like, I promise you, I'm a 9th level wizard. You're 9 years old, kid. You can't cast magic like that. No, I promise.
I'm trying to think of. I don't know the name of the anime, but it's the isekai where he pops up as a baby, but in his old world he could do magic, and this world doesn't have any magic. So, like, his family leaves him in the woods or what have you, and there's like a wolf spirit that lives in the woods, and the wolf spirit finds him floating because he's cast like a protection bubble around himself and then levitate. And the wolf's like, what the hell is that? And then he adopts him. And he's like, well, when I found you, you were floating. And he was like, I know, I remember, because I have my adult brain in my baby body. And they're like, what are you talking about, you freak?
They're like, yo, little baby, stop doing that weird shit. Hey, baby, cut that shit out.
It's Robin. They're all Robins looking for Batmans. Yes.
Oh, God. Well, someone may have put a spell on you. And now you're mine.
Awas is a witch.
Awas is a witch. I knew it. I always knew it. Awas is a witch. Burn the witch. Just kidding. We love the witch. An unscrupulous spellcaster placed you under a geas to adventure. Oh my God. Oh God. Can you just hold on? I'm not even going to continue. Can you just imagine an evil wizard like is dying and you go to slay him at the last second because he's like a breath away and he's the like evil wizard who's been torturing your family for ages. And with his dying breath, he looks you in the eye and he goes, "Yes, go adventure for the rest of your life." and figure out how to stop me. And he just dies. Oh. Ah. Old school Geass where you're just stuck.
There's a movie where the guy who played Crossbones, what is his name? Frank Grillo. Fist, I know you know what I'm talking about because I'm pretty sure we saw it together. He's in a time loop, and he like
Oh yeah,
keeps
I've
like.
seen it.
Is that boss mode? Boss fight? Something like that.
Boss Rush or something like that. Yeah.
I feel like this is them. You're just trapped in this cycle of I got
Mm-hmm.
boss level. There we go. You just gotta. I gotta go on this adventure. I gotta go on this adventure. Gotta go on this adventure. And then like the end of it, where like the enchantment wore off, but they're unaware and they just keep telling you where to get good loot. I just feel like you have to play that character once the enchantment runs off as like an addict. Like they're like,
Yeah.
I need it.
But that's how they become a monster. That's how they become a monster over time if you retire the character. Because their quest for adventure forces them to never stop, making them a restless spirit. They can't die. So they just become a walking adventure.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Boom.
Another whole campaign built.
Whole campaign right there. Sheer lunacy. I think that kind of flows into it. A bout of lycanthropy left you. My words stumble. A bout of lycanthropy left you on the wrong side of the bounty board, and you claim to admit the grisly remains of those hoping to claim your hide. Guilt-ridden, you vow to adventure in their stead after guzzling the remove curse potion in their packs. Oh, wow. So you killed somebody with the cure. And then figured out, like, oh, well, better pick up where they left off.
And all these people
like
are
that.
going to come after you as a werewolf, but you're just a dude now.
That's a pack of former werewolves. You're all just packs of former werewolves. I like this. I actually like this because
Grubhub delivered boy.
Everyone. Well, but no, you can also make everyone a specific type of background, like a specific race. Let them be any class, but then you give all of them the same racial curse. And maybe they roll for a different curse, but they're all the same race, so they have to deal with, like, the moon. Transformations. Because they didn't fully break it. Maybe finding the real alpha. Where, dear, transformations?
Immediately, all I thought of was in DM Lacara's campaign, our dumbest intelligence, like lowest intelligence character is our barbarian. And he has a miniature moon that shines moonlight. And he constantly pulls it out and shines it like at me or around me at times when he should not. And he had literally gotten me shot before because he pulled it out and I transformed. And it's like our running joke. He's like, "Oh, I'm opening the top of my pack," and all of us like, because in DM Lacara's campaign we all have our cameras on. Once he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna just slowly pop the top of my pack open," and all of us like lean into our cameras, waiting for him to say. He turns on the moon orb.
It's like we know he's gonna do it. Son of a bitch. But let me get to one more because unfortunately I do have to run after this Okami. I have to go to the bathroom.
Fair.
I ran in, hopped on the mic, and my body's just like dying.
I feel that.
Mummer's Itch. You are a member of a mediocre traveling group that put on performances about legendary adventures. After a loud and dramatic interpersonal conflict split the troupe, you sharpen the stage weapons set on your own. I love the idea that you were just a subpar actor. And you're like Thor Dark World or no, Thor Ragnarok, where Matt Damon and all of them were playing like Loki and all of them, except all of them die, and now you have to pick up as them in the Avengers universe. That's what I'm imagining. Like, if you want to throw a one shot at people to have fun, just turn Loki and all of them into like base classes and just give them to people and be like, okay, which one of the actors were you? Boom.
Did you just say they have a Murmur parade in Philly?
What?
Murmur is your bad guy. He started the fights.
He did it. It was all Murmur.
It was all Murmur. He copied everyone's voices and just started the fights so that he could watch it because that was the greatest show.
I love this. I love this. And on that note, oh God, this is devious. This is devious, and I love it. But I will be back. Oh, I shall return.
Okay, that was okay. So you could we basically came up with like 6 more campaigns just now. And this is fantastic. Okay, I love this. But y'all, we're not done, okay? Because we have on the docket. No, let me out of here. Guess what? There's another 1d10 unusual motivations. You can now roll a d20 for your motivations. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like really want to use some of these. Like legit, I'm stoked to use some of these. I think these would be fantastic. This is good stuff. This is real good stuff. I like this. All right, here we go. Another 1d10 unusual motivations. Oh, let me come here. Some adventurers get into their again. This is by I forgot to share you the link because I'm a jerkwad. This is by Helpful NPCs. If you would like to follow along and you're on YouTube, you can drop the description of this very video. Follow along with us. If you're on Twitch, though, boom shakalaka, pin this message. I'm going to keep it up for about 20 minutes. But now you can follow along with us. And feel free to use these tables. These are great tables. That first table, we just rolled. AWAS just rolled, and we made a whole adventure that we can now build on. That is so cool. These also will help you make new characters and give them motivation for adventuring, because normal people don't want to go out and adventure. That's a terrifying prospect. The chance of death is so very high. But some adventurers get into their occupation for standard reasons, gold glory, or being a meddling do-gooder who just wants to make the world a better place. For others, they've arrived at their career with motivations more unusual. For those fine folks, consider rolling on this table. Discover why they decided to drop everything and take up life as a treasure hunting and heroism. So we've got the Zero's Journey. You grow up in the shadow of your smug neighbor who was prophesied to save the world. When they left on their grand adventure, you gritted your teeth and vowed to become an even better adventurer. What in the Pokemon Red and Blue is this? I wasn't prophesied. You could be Neville Longbottom if you want. That's how you could play this. The real hero is around somewhere, and you're just Neville long-bottoming it up. Yeah, you get hurt. Hi. Oh, you guys just swapped out. That is so funny.
Wait, who'd I miss?
Shin was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Goodbye. And then you came on.
Oh no. I can't believe I missed Shin.
That's so funny.
Well, everyone, hi.
Hello. Did you tag him? Like, did he run past and give you a high five to tag you in?
I guess so, in spirit.
Yeah, mark your bingo cards. You're right. You're right. We have waited for your reaction as well. Can't forget that one.
Oh,
One
yeah.
shot plan with ridiculous NPCs. We've done that already because
Oh,
the first thing we
nice.
did tonight, we built a whole adventure using a table. I'm going to share that with the rest of you DMs later because we got to run it now.
Well, also coming up with an entire adventure based on like one thing is also on the bingo card.
Ah, true, true, true. True, true, true.
Ah, I get through washing dishes before I have to get back off, then I will work on the bingo cards. Yes, my life has gone so insane that I no longer am like, oh yeah, I just like will fit that in somewhere. I'm now like, okay, which thing am I going to multitask during?
It was. We could leave that part out for DM Lacara. We could just she doesn't need to hear about that part. That part's just for us.
Note to self: do not go back and listen to the first part of this.
Just know that there's a fire giant lady named the Mighty Venus.
Good lord. Did Awaz, did you make that up? Or was that
Oh, I didn't even think of
pre-existing?
asking. It was just sent me a picture of a fire giant, an actual safe for work picture of a fire giant, which I wasn't expecting, but gladly accepted. And it was like the Mighty Venus, and I was like, oh, oh no, the Mighty Venus exists. Oh no. Oh no.
I mean, I just would have assumed that Awaz made that up.
Coward.
Either that or that's one of those like incredibly unfortunate things that like somebody is like ESL and like does not like comes up with a name that they just think sounds cool and has no idea what it sounds like.
There was a I'm gonna make words one day. There was an interview with the guy who played Legion in the Legion TV show. It's Professor X's son, and like he has dissociative identity disorder, but each of his identities has a different superpower. And he was getting
That's
interviewed
terrifying.
at some, I think he's either Australian or British, but he was on somebody else's daytime talk show, and the lady said to him, "Isn't it like, don't you have to beat off so many men in order to get those roles?" And he goes, "Excuse me?" And then she doubled down, and he like it took everything in his being to hold that in.
To answer that honestly, yeah. I mean, also it is showbiz. I would not be surprised either way. I would have thought that was
Fair.
not his question.
Fair, 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 fair. Very fair.
Oh,
Very fair.
well, that's a true professional. If you can carry that off and act like they did not just say what they said. I have no capability of doing that. I once had a friend sitting in a car with me, and somebody walked by that I had no use for, and she was watching my face, and she's like, "What just happened?" And I was like, "What? What do you mean?" She was like, "Your lip just started curling out of nowhere." Like we were talking about dogs or something, and I know you love dogs, and all of a sudden your lip just started curling. I was like, "Oh, see, that's how little control I have over my face."
That could be good in some situations.
Have not found it yet. Have been on this planet most of 4 decades. Have not found the situation where that's helpful.
Unfortunate. But speaking of people who are in semi-unfortunate situations, we're currently on our third table. The first one was you rolled on D6 tables to come up with all like the background things to build an adventure, and then Awaz rolled, and then Fist came in and Grimbo, and we built a little adventure that at some point we have to run now. And then the second table was unusual motivations for your characters. And the third table is just more unusual motivations. I've only been through the Zero's journey so far, so would you like to take the rest of them?
Sure. I feel bad because it sounds like you've been talking by yourself for a bit.
It's all gravy.
All right. Born this way. You grew up in an imaginary world, pretending to slay imaginary beasts and disarming traps while the other children played with balls. After just balls? Like, what kind of world did you grow up in? Are you on from that one planet in A Wrinkle in Time? After repeatedly failing to dispel your delusions, your parents threw up their hands and apprenticed you with a local adventurer. I cannot express how much I wish this had been an option for me.
I know exactly. I was like, isn't this just Nimona? Like, this just seems like Nimona's story.
Yeah.
Send me out to slay a dragon. I mean, I'm probably gonna not do it, but like, I want to.
I'm still mad that that's not a viable career option. All right.
AWAS.
The next one. Here we go. Here you go, AWAS. Brothels keeper. A frequent visitor of establishments of ill repute, you have a favorite entertainer. Buying out their contract requires a sizable sum of coinage, so you're off to seek treasure.
DT tried to do this in my campaign.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you had somebody that did this.
Yeah.
Like, that's also a thing in, oh god, what series? Oh, no, that was different. That was one of the role plays. What?
Isn't that, isn't it what Jin's trying to do in Samurai Champloo?
I don't know. It has been
I think
a
that's
dog's
the one.
age since I watched that.
I think that's the one. I could be wrong.
Yeah. I mean, that's actually, like, it's kind of sweet.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I'm not Captain Save-A-Ho.
Oh, no. Tavern Trixie. Smitten with a tavern wench that only has eyes for adventurers, you're determined to win their favor by making a name for yourself.
That one's actually not too bad, all things considered. Depends on how creepy you are about it.
Yeah, it's flipping the script on the song Brandy. Job promotion. You were hired to perform menial tasks for an adventuring group. A run-in with a gelatinous cube left you as the lone survivor surrounded by free adventuring equipment, so you looted their bodies and never looked back.
Job promotion! I didn't get it until now!
Oh boy. That's, yeah, okay. I feel like there's a lot of that in, Dungeon Meshi.
I could see that,
Like, they touch on that a lot.
Last Ronin too. Free stuff. I don't have a diamond lying around.
When a band of marauders assaulted your village, you took up arms and slew one of the attackers. Brutally. Afterward, you realized you might have a problem, so you needed a legal outlet for your bloodthirst. Thus, adventuring. Oh, this is literally the background that gives you Murder Hobo.
Yeah!
Why would you call it anything other than Murder Hobo? Family business. Born into a family of adventurers, your childhood was a series of training montages. I want this background. All you want to do is settle down and become a tradesman. Since mom and dad refused to pay for your apprenticeship, it's off to the quest board until you can pay your own way. At which point you'll be too old to be an apprentice.
Also true. Every one of your family members is mentor class.
Yes. You're like trying to get away from them, and every time you get into a situation, you're like, I'm gonna do this myself. One of them does that thing where it like wakes them up in the middle of the night and they just teleport to you.
Yep, that's exactly what I was saying. You can't get anything done, they all do it for you. You're like, yeah!
Oh my god, that would be so much fun. You know what I would do with that? If somebody picked that background, I would give everyone else at the table one of the NPC family members, and they all get to play the family.
Oh, that's fantastic. Ooh, that would be a fun table to sit at.
Oh, out on lawful good behavior. Your creditors called their accounts due, and now you're languishing in a debtor's prison until your balances are settled. The prison offered a work release program for successfully completing quests, so here you are.
Oh, this is another one that is an anime. What is Sentenced to be a Hero? Isn't that? I mean, this probably came out before Sentenced to be a Hero came out, but still.
I feel like that's like the big plot hole in that is that you can't rent people out to fulfill quests because you are literally sending them to other places to do something. They have zero compunction to come back.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah. I'm peacing out, dog.
Yeah, I mean, unless, and this would also be a fun way to have a couple of PCs work together. One of them is like the bodyguard / warden that goes with them.
Mmm.
They're like teams of two, like one law enforcement and one convict. Because then you get the whole like buddy cop tense working situation vibe, as well as like just the ridiculousness of the adventures.
Is that Jigoku Raku? I think is what it is. Where the people they send to fight demons are like captured ninjas who were criminals, and then they each get sent with a prison guard to go fight demons.
Jesus, there really is an anime for everything.
Uh-huh.
So why can I never find something to watch?
Hell's Paradise. Yeah. It is Jigoku Raku. Yeah.
Creature's Pet. A slothful dragon has taken up residence in your hometown, and it chose you to be its favored servant. It threatens fire and ruin upon everyone if you don't bring it treasure. Although the threats are likely toothless, you don't want to try its patience. That should have read, although the threats are likely toothless, the dragon is not.
I also like that they're turning the idea of like the good dragon sending you on quests. This is clearly a bad dragon, but oh god damn it, Awaz, pretend you didn't hear that. It's clearly like a chromatic dragon. There we go. That's what I should have said.
Yes, but also this also kind of reminds me of the situation with Birdie and the dragon from Plus obnoxious. Okay, and fail forward. A regular career never panned out. You failed at numerous trades and businesses, but you're good at hitting things with a stick.
This is when you just want to be human fighter and nothing else. It's this.
Sword S-Man.
Yes, Sword S-Man.
It's still my favorite character name of all time.
Geas, yeah. One of the ones on the first Unusual Motivations was someone cast Geas on you and told you to go adventuring. But the adventure, the Geas has worn off at this point, and now that dude thinks that you're still under the spell, so he keeps telling you where to find loot, and you're like, oh, okay, sure, yep, I'll go get it, yeah, And I was like, you have to play that guy like an addict at this point. He's like, oh, I need the treasure now.
Like the one that's like pretending to still be under Geas?
Yeah. I need it. I dream about it. Oh, wait, but while you're here, I'm gonna bring up the one that we said had to be for you. Where
Okay.
is that? It is on the second table. Shin was like, Orphans 11 sounds fantastic for DM Lacara. So the story was, when your parents passed, you were shunted to an orphanage. The unethical headmaster rented you out as a pack rat for experienced adventurers. After they started using you as monster bait, you escaped and set out on your own with some of their treasure. But Shin was like, what if you're all kids? You are the adventurers. The orphanage escapes and becomes adventurers. That's a weird
Yeah.
thing to say. The orphanage
I mean,
escaped.
maybe it's one of those things where like the headmaster, it chokes on a chicken bone at dinner or something, and they'll just look at each other and they're like, "Are we gonna save him? Nah."
Nah. We're gonna run the show from now on.
Yeah, and then they just like pretend that he's still around and like run the orphanage and then go out adventuring to get the money, like to keep running.
Yes! Oh my god, I love this. They're like, oh yeah, the headmaster, he turned over a new leaf. We're gonna make our own money. Yep. You got any
Yeah.
adventures to go on? Yeah.
No,
Yep.
no. You're not thinking funny enough. They make up a pretend new benefactor who's donating all of this money to them. And when anybody comes asking about it, they all have to stack up in fancy clothes like 3 rats in a trench coat.
I got to run. I have a mini for 2 goblins in a trench coat, and I love using it because
Mm.
2 goblins in a trench coat is fantastic. Okay, it's so good.
Oh, is that what it is? 2 goblins, 3 rats, whatever.
Also, 3 kobolds in a trench coat is a song, so there's that too. But I have a mini for 2 goblins in a trench coat, and when I used it, I had my party ran into like a bunch of dwarven miners, and then there was just this one dude in a trench coat, and they were like, well, they like looked under his cloak at one point, and they're like, oh my god, it's a goblin, and like everyone had just been drinking and working in this party, like the mining group for a while, like they all know each other. And my party went through like this elaborate scheme to trip these 2 goblins in a trench coat so that they could be separated. And they were like, "Ha ha! We've discovered their plot. They were hiding amongst you." And all the dwarves are like, "They do good work. Like there's 4 hands to our 2.
Like, we know.
Leave
We
them
don't
alone."
care. Did you really think we were that stupid?
Yeah. The person was like, "Oh, it's not a plot," and they're like, "No, they just wanted work. They can do whatever they want. We don't care what you dress up as, as long as you do the work."
Oh, I love stuff like that.
You thought we didn't notice that he had 4 hands?
How gullible do you think we are?
Or that there were 2 voices?
Not only does he talk to himself, he answers in a different voice. I am reading the Resonant Bard right now aloud. Oh god. Men at Arms from Discworld right now. And that's amazing because it's when they start bringing like the other races into the watch. And all the ridiculousness, like the dwarves and the trolls learning to work together instead of fighting, and like everybody being like the most upset because there's a female on the watch now. They're like, I mean, all right, dwarves are one thing, but at least you can't tell the men from the women. But she's a woman. Like, and everything. It hurts because it's all true, but it's also very funny.
I did write down all the Discworld stuff that you guys suggested. And I saved, Awa sent me links for the 2 animated movies, ? they're on YouTube. I'm sure it's not by like their copyright holders, but they're on YouTube.
We don't know how they got there, but they are there.
They're there. I will eventually get to those. I rewatched all of Joe Cat's Crap Guide to D&D today. He put them all in like a big super cut, and I was like, oh, this is fantastic. It's okay. The government doesn't listen to me. Not here. Other places, I'm sure, but not here. They probably would have got scared off at the Great Venus. Let's be honest. But I gotta share that with the rest of you guys, the rest of the DMs. I'm gonna share this right now.
Oh, AOS just rolled an 18.
Ooh, oh, so then that means you're out on lawful good behavior. Honestly, that would make a good campaign as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that in the game ideas thing. That's fantastic. That's how we do it. Oh, I'm like, why can't I get to it? Because I'm dumb. That's why. Because it's in the other instance of Chrome. Gotcha. It's on the other account.
There's
That explains everything.
there's a lot of different ways that you could take a campaign based on that.
That would also be good for specifically like a hex crawl. Like clubs would love that. Like, oh, they send you out to explore the land, because back in like the day, your hexes, nobody knew what was on them. You'd send people out and they'd be like, oh, I've discovered what's on this hex. So you'd be sending people out being like, oh, I'm pretty sure you're gonna die, but I don't really care. You're a prisoner anyway. Whatever.
That's always been my favorite part of 4X games.
Just the exploration, right?
Yeah. Best
I
part. And
was
you got
having
all
this-
those plans, they haven't failed yet. I rock early ends of 4X games, and then as soon as it gets to the actual city building part, I lose interest and it all falls apart.
When Genshin Impact first came out, I've had this conversation so many times, especially with Oxford Comma. When Genshin Impact first came out, you could explore the whole, like, whatever was accessible in the world. You could go to any point. Maybe there'd be monsters and stuff you couldn't beat, but, like, you could avoid them or be stupid like me and figure out all their patterns so that you could beat them, even though, like, you didn't have the gear for it. And then, like, a year and a half into the game running, they added, like, the bad guy army or the Fatui, and they all have, like, an elemental affinity. And they put up shields of their affinity, where if you don't have someone in your party that is the opposite to their affinity, like, it takes an hour to kill one of them. Like, they just take no damage. And I was like, you've made the game unfun for me. I can't explore.
That is so annoying.
I just want to walk around. It's pretty.
Yeah. There need to be more just like atmospheric things like that where you can just like go explore and it's like it doesn't really matter. Maybe there's a plot. You can call it if you feel like. You can just walk around and see pretty art.
I think I know you also use tables, but I was telling Shin that I feel like the three things we looked at today are very good for him and clubs specifically, like the way that they run games.
Yeah, I'm far more likely to just make something up off the top of my head than roll on a table. I like the idea of tables, I just never have them to hand when I want them.
What do you mean there was an issue copying a link? How hard are you thinking right now, Google? But we made a whole adventure that obviously we're gonna have to run one day. So thank you, Awaz and Fizz, and also Grimbo. You were here for moral support. I don't think you actually contributed to the adventure, but you were here for moral support. A D2. I mean a D6. I'm gonna put flip a coin in there. One is heads, two is tails. I was like, I didn't think of that. Okay. So it technically is a story from my table, but it is not one of my players, and it was not during D&D. But Jinnakechi was like, "Yo, do you have a coin I could flip?" And I was like, "Yeah." And if any of you happen to buy any of the Witcher dice sets, like it doesn't matter who manufactures them, they always come with a coin because of toss a coin to your Witcher. Like doesn't matter who's
Oh,
making
that's
them.
great.
There's always a coin. And Jinnakechi has one of the sets that I have. I have two like official Yennefer dice sets, and then I have like a School of the Wolf Witcher dice set from Infinite Black. And he's got one of the same Yennefer sets as me, and I'm like, "You have a coin in there." And he's like, "No, I don't." And I'm like, it comes with a coin. All of
You
them do."
absolutely do.
And he's like, "No, I don't." And I'm like, "I'm telling you, they come with coins because you're supposed to toss a coin to your Witcher." And he goes, "I have the black one with the silver text on it." And I'm like, "I have the same set. I'm telling you, it comes with a coin." And he's like, "Nah." And so I go and I get my sets of dice and I hand them to him because he was playing with the School of the Wolf coin. And I was like, "You have a Yennefer coin. It has her face on it." And he's like, "No." So I take my sets of dice out and I show him the two coins because they're the same. Like there's different sets for the same character, but the coin is the same. So I have two coins with Yen's face on them. And he's like, was it like in the bottom of the box or something?" And I was like, if you got the original release, they were like taped to the bottom of the box, but the new one's is right in the center. And he was like, "Oh, I guess I threw it out." And I was like, "What? You didn't open the rest of the box?"
Oh yeah. No, I've nearly done that with gifts before when people have like given me something and something fell to the bottom. And I'm like, this just must be a weirdly heavy box.
Ah, you gotta toss a coin to your Witcher. Actually,
That's a cute little like
I think that's super cute
call out
and
there.
like such a good like I'm with the lore here. It fits in just
Mm-hmm.
fine. That's great. I don't know how many of you in the chat have ever spoken to JB, but he has another DM that we play with. But he was in the first campaign that I played in with clubs, with like all the Turtle Beach people. And when the official Witcher dice sets came out, we were like talking about how like, oh, we were all gonna get a set because it would be cool, and we were all into it at the time. And then the next time we met up for a session, JB was like, "Oh, I bought all of them. Every single one that they released, I have it." And we were like, "That seems like overkill, but good for you."
How many sets did they release?
At the beginning, I think there was 8 or 9, and we were like, "That's too many at one time, man. That's too many."
That's pretty bad if you're saying that.
Right? I only
I don't think I've
have.
ever heard you say too many dice in a sentence.
I think I only have 2 of them. Yeah, I only got 2 of them. I have 2 of the yen sets. Like, but 8 or 9 in one go. Unless it's like one of those big packs on Amazon that has like 15 sets of dice. That's like $5. I'm not doing that. Oh no! Wait, am I still online? I think so. What happened here? Discord just died. Whoa. Did it die over there too? No. That's interesting. My desktop Discord just straight up died. All right, let me kill it and bring it back. That's weird. I heard the blub blub. What the heck? That is so weird. What the heck? Yeah, Discord just won't turn on? Discord won't turn on. What? What? Interesting. Is it my desktop? Interesting. It's my desktop. Hold on. Wait, let me do this. Nope. Nope, nope. What's the other one called? Game ideas. That's what I want. Nope. I want to do monitor. See if this switches over. Doom, doom, doom. There we go. Why? Interesting. Okay, so the hold on. Let me see this. Hello. I don't know what my desktop is doing. Hello. I don't know what my desktop is doing. What is going on? Discord just keeps saying I'm looking for updates. What updates? Stop it. Oh, interesting. Discord is both running and not running at the same time. Okay. This is cool. This is new. Never had this happen before. Let me in. Put me in, coach. Interesting. Well. Welp. Oh. Oh, I can type in here now. Interesting. For those of you who are on YouTube, they're like, huh? We're also huh-ing. Not, let me see. Let me see. I guess we can skip the poll this week since it's fighting me. I guess we're ending early. I love you guys. I'm gonna say goodbye on YouTube. I don't know what. I wonder what the YouTube stream is gonna look like. I don't even know what's happening here. Goodbye. Goodbye, Twitch. I don't know what just happened.